Hi there, it's Marlene Denarius here, and I'm quite tired. I've just read through Pexenfelder's chapter 12, which is all about plants and herbs and vegetables and fruits and things like that. 45 minutes, and as I was reading through, even though I have gone through Comenius, and so I know a lot of the words already that are in this chapter. Nevertheless, I still came across things that I did not know. What's interesting, however, is that as you're reading through, you realize a lot of these things, you look them up, you don't actually know what they are in English. You've got to put the Latin name into Google and click on images, and then you see a picture of it. That tends to work quite well with plants. It's a long slog through, but it's still worth going through, even if you ignore the fact that you don't need to know the names of most of these plants. Because he describes them, you're still picking up Latin along the way. What's interesting is that when he gets to the passion flower, he goes off on a great big thing. Because this whole business, Pexenfelder was a Catholic. Comenius was not a Catholic, but a Protestant, a Moravian Christian. And so Pexenfelder thought that Comenius's works were subversive, that all this sort of philosophical stuff that Comenius thought about sort of wormed its way into his books. And Pexenfelder wasn't that keen on Catholic students learning anything at all from Comenius, and this is one of the things that drove him to write his Apparatus Eruditionis. He wanted something that would be in conformity with Catholic dogma. And Comenius did have a missionary intent in his writing. He believed in uniting the world, and he thought that the best way of uniting the world was to have a common language, and this would then get everyone talking to each other, make everyone nice and friendly, and there'd be fewer wars and that kind of thing. As we can see, Latin is not the common language of the world, but Comenius did try to create a curriculum that would allow it to happen. What put the nail in the coffin was the rise of nationalism and the nation state, and then each individual language in each individual nation state was pushed forward, and the Latin language, which had been the common language of scholarly commerce across Europe, was pushed aside in the universities in each of these nation states. At one point, we did have a common academic language across Europe. We no longer do. On a slight, let's go on a little slight byway here. This, of course, leads to a problem that when German academics write about stuff to do with Latin, they write it in German, Italians write in Italian, English people write in English, and there aren't that many people involved in the world of classics to begin with, and so it's very fragmented, and the scholarship is very fragmented. This is a bad thing. It would be wonderful if people who did write about Latin things and classics things would write in Latin, and then we would once more have access to everything and a unified classical world. But that's, I doubt, ever going to happen again. So Pexenfelder, the Catholic version of the works of Comenius, and also Pexenfelder had a bone to pick with Comenius' use of language and words. Comenius wrote a defense of his use of words and vocabulary and creating new words to describe things. And so there's a lot of tension between these two people on this matter as well. So it's a 45 minutes slog through this most recent recording of Pexenfelder. If your Latin's up to it and you have the time, I recommend you go through it. And it was quite tiring to read for various reasons. The text is sometimes a bit unclear, so you can't relax when you're reading one of these old scans. You have to always be on the ball to make sure that you're actually reading the word that's in front of you as it's supposed to be read, and you're not seeing something else. What else? Not much really. I'm slowly going through the list of things I have to do today for the YouTube channel. That's the word of the day from Riddle, Pexenfelder, fable of the day, and the colloquium of the day, and a little bit from Lomon's Historiae Sacrae Epitome, and I haven't yet done any Comenius or anything like that. That might have some time later on today. Vale, bye.